Okay, you had a big ending yesterday, a big last day.
You know what? I've been doing the Hoda Show on SiriusXM for 5 years. And yesterday was our last show. And it was funny because Holly Palmieri, who executive produces the show, wrote me and she said, don't forget, sunsets can be beautiful too. And that's exactly what this was. It was a sunset. That's Manna and that's Mary Castellino, and that was our last show. And it just struck me about when it's time to end something. And let me tell you something. I love that show.
Yeah, you did.
I love it deep in my soul.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. But sometimes, you know, Maria Shriver had this analogy for me that I never forgot. She said, your life is a plate. And on your plate, cut out little pieces of paper and put on all the things that require your time, attention, and love. Your family, your kids, your husband, your sister, your mom, your dad, put them in there. Your charities, your working out, your jobs, this hour, Read with Jenna. Put everything on the plate and then look at your plate overflowing and figure out how you can make some space, where to make a little room. Because, and also your family, you may think they're your biggest priority, but if you were to cut that piece out in the size of time that they actually get, how much time do they get? How much time does work get? And look at the proportion. And it made me think, and I love this show so much, but I think sometimes you have to know inside, like, it's time to move on. And sometimes you have to realize, like, you're at a point in your life where it was beautiful and I loved it and I learned so much.
When you said goodbye, like, could you be in it? Could you just think, like, I love this and it's time, but I love it?
We sat there on the air, Jenna, and we talked about old times. We loved every second. And there's a song that I loved so much. And it was one of those songs that I actually heard in a spin class, and I asked them if we could play it on the radio, and we ended up inviting the two people who sang it. The song is called Time, and it's by The Burn. I actually heard that song 5 years ago, right before I adopted Haley. And I was literally it came on in a class, and I was praying that I had time. Like, was there enough time? And it just struck me, it like hit at the right time. But I think, like, for anybody who's ending something or starting something new, sometimes you put a lot of your time and your energy and all this stuff into something and you realize you don't have it. Like, I had this weird thing. I'm walking through Central Park and, you know, you're kind of drawn to what moves you in a moment. And for some weird reason, I was looking at all the trees, and a lot of the trees had, like, branches that were chopped off clean, like they had been wounded or hurt or something, and they chopped it off clean. And when I kept looking, though, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. And I thought, sometimes, like, you're the tree, all your energy is going up, and it can't be nourishing the parts that are already kind of moving on or broken, whatever that is in your life. Think about it. You can keep pushing the nutrients, and your tree ends up exhausted. And I saw one tree that had, like, a couple of dead branches, and I was like, oh my God, this poor tree. Like, it's trying to give nutrients to everything, but it can't.
Because there's
just too much. And sometimes you have to decide, okay, this is where I am at this point.
Isn't it interesting how saying no is as powerful as saying yes?
And it's hard, isn't it?
And it's hard, but
how about for you? Like, you've got a lot of new things that are happening, which are, I think, incredibly exciting and fun. You've got your production company, you've got Read with Jenna in the third year, you've got a lot going on. So how do you know when to say yes, when to say no?
I sort of look, and I don't think of it so much as a plate, although that's what I'm doing, I think. I look and I think, like, okay, am I giving enough here? Like, week by week, am I gonna feel like I can do it? Okay, if I have 4 shoots, something's got to give.
Something's got to give.
I can't travel. And I think the world is coming back. The world is back, you know, in many ways. Of course, we're still dealing with the pandemic. But all of a sudden, we have these commitments, right? And so what do we want? How do we want to be? And, like, what fills us up? And do we want to be home a couple nights or more than that? And I do. Like, I like to be with my kids. And so that's how I look at it, sort of as a week by week.
Making decisions.
Am I making sure that I feel full, that I have enough time for my kids? And that means, too, like, because everybody comes home from work kind of tired.
You're already out of juice anyway. Do you want to come on fumes and give them, like, what's left over?
And then, for me, that's when I can be kind of grumpy, and I don't want to be that, you know, grumpy mom.
Same.
But the other thing about that is that you can change every single day. to realize that is so empowering. If you kind of are the grumpy mom or the grumpy person or tired or whatever, the next day you don't have to be that person.
You're like,
doesn't that feel empowering?
Yes. It's almost like that's not me.
No.
Because some people tag themselves that way.
Yes.
I'm always exhausted when I come home.
You don't have to be.
You can do a whole reset.
Every day is a reset. And that's a freeing thing to think about.
Reset.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.